think it needs to be a very sharing community, because really real estate investing is not a zero-sum game. There's more than enough for everybody to go around. And the more we share and the more we help each other and the more we tell each other about, what we're doing, what's working, what's not working, the more all of us will be able to make our business, not only our businesses better, but our lives better. So I think that's really important. So I want to introduce Diana Lazarazzo. She is a real estate investor, very, very smart, very, very, she listens and she, just goes out and learns stuff, and then she puts it into practice, and then she goes on to the next thing, which I think is really brilliant. So I'm going to turn it over to her and let her talk for a bit and talk a little bit about what she does and take it from there.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Sandy. I love the intro. Thank you. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for coming. So today we're going to be talking about mindset and performance and why it's so important for real estate investors and entrepreneurs to focus on it. So let's start with a couple of definitions first. What is mindset? Your mindset is your collection of thoughts and beliefs that shape your thought habits, your thought patterns. What is performance? Performance is the process of carrying out or accomplishing an action, task, or function. I want to emphasize the process because a successful process relies on a good and positive mindset. Now, why should we care about this? Because the results you get in life depend on what you do, and what you do in life depends on how you see the world around you. In other words, the way you perform your action, task, or function is governed by the rules you have set for yourself. These rules you have created for yourself come from your past experiences and teachings. At the bottom, I've added some points for you to help you remind you this. So you can read it as: programming creates your thoughts. Your thoughts influence your feelings control your actions, and your actions provide you your results. So because my community is geared towards real estate investors and entrepreneurs, we'll be specifically looking into our money mindset. The reason for this is because money is the result. It shows you how well your business is doing. Let's start by finding out what your negative mindset beliefs are, your money beliefs are. So here you can see some examples. So some are: money is the root of all evil. It's not what you earn, it's what you save. Money can't buy happiness. Money doesn't grow on trees. Rich people are greedy. Money isn't important. That's not for people like us. You can get rich overnight. I need to work hard to make money. So I want to pause for a minute and just give you guys time to think about what are your negative money beliefs that you have. If you have like a pen and paper, you can write it down, or just reflect and think of what are the money beliefs that you think what you think you have. And if you guys have any questions also, we can also do like a few minutes to discuss. So feel free to either put a comment in or you just unmute yourself and ask a question.
Yeah, just put that into the chat, Diana. So if anyone has a question, you can raise your hand and we can open your mic. You can open your mic, or just type it into the chat and I can ask the question for you, either or.
Anyone have any questions, or what does everyone think about these different quotes? Have you guys thought of these? Have you had these kind of feelings about money?
Yeah, I'll say I have a lot with, let me go back one screen there, Diana.
Sure. Giancarlo, can you go back a screen? Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. That's perfect. Yeah. So especially like money is the root of all evil, which really isn't even the quote. Most people think.
I was just going to say that it got shortened. The actual quote is, the love of money is the root of all evil, which, I mean, that's very true, isn't it? Like if you love money, then you're obsessed with it, and that's a different story, right? Loving money is like that's a different kind of thing. Is that how you know it, Sandy?
Yeah, absolutely. Like it's not. Yeah, I always thought the quote was "money is the root of all evil," but then I learned it wasn't. But I think a lot of times too, we like with some of these, I think we mistake the word rich for just money, right? Like rich can mean a lot of things. Wealthy can mean a lot of different things. It's not just a money thing, right? It's a lifestyle. It's it's your family, because it doesn't matter really how much money you have if you want to be successful and happy in all areas of your life, not just the money side of it, because I think that's where the love of money comes in. Like if you're just chasing the money, then it's just not gonna, you're never going to be fulfilled, right? You're always going to be chasing the next thing. So, I mean, it's great to have goals, I think, but it can't be just about the money. So we do have a hand raised. So your name on the, and I'm sorry, what is your name? Do you have, it says.
That's Jacqueline.
Okay, Jacqueline. Okay, go ahead.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I don't see me, but can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can see you.
Oh, okay. No, I mean, my thoughts on that. I mean, I think how you identify and perceive money and or wealth or comfortableness or, it certainly has a lot to do, for me personally, it had a lot to do with my background and how I was growing up. I was, as a young child and as a teenager, I was certainly given very healthy financial habits, and I contribute what my mom taught me to my success, as a teenager, when I was in university, and moving forward. And I mean, it's too bad that some people think that money is the root of all evil. I mean, that can be said about a lot of things, I mean, evil can be related to, contribute to a lot of things. And, but what I'm seeing here on the PowerPoint, it's not what you earn, it's what you save. And I mean, saving is great. It's great to have a nest egg, but, for real estate, you have to, you have to have a nest egg, for a safety net, and money can't buy happiness. I can't identify with that. Because I mean, having money for medical or dental and all of this, it certainly brings a lot of happiness. And, having money for medical and emergencies and contingencies that are, your car breaks down, those things are dealt with money, and if you rely on a credit card, you have a lot of undue stress and unhappiness. So I need to work hard to make money. I mean, well, what's wrong with that? Mm-hmm. I mean, paying your dues and putting in 12 or 14-hour days. I have done that with various careers over my lifetime, and the benefits that have come with that. I mean, how many people who complain and are jealous of people who have comfort? Like, let's just negate wealth, but they have something. I mean, they come home and all they do is sit on the couch all day and all night and all weekend and drinking and smoking and doing drugs or whatever. Well, you could invest your time sitting around watching TV and doing drugs and being a weekend alcoholic. And I've known people that are like that. Or you can invest that time in either yourself or into something that produces wealth, money, comfort, and so I don't know. Those are my thoughts. I don't know.
Yeah, all great points. And I think Neil also wants to put in a couple words. Your hand is up.
Yeah, I'd love to. I would say that same one. I need to work hard to make money. was in my framework for so many years. And, and it was interesting that, it's not that I didn't do well, but I had it perceived that way. And it's really interesting because I think it was Rich Dad, Poor Dad that he talked about the lazier he got, the more money he made. And what I've, come to find is that, and I'm not going to say that the lazier I've got, but just simply changing my mindset from I've got to work hard to even something as simple as, doing something that I love. It's never hard work. I feel like I'm playing most of the time because I get to be creative. I get to, talk with interesting individuals. You get to do all of these things that really inspire you on a daily basis and empower you and charge you up every day. And so as a result, I found that the word hard kind of went out of the vocabulary when it came to making money. But I can see how it really held me back for years.
Mm-hmm. It's great that you guys actually both talked on the separate points. It's really good because in the next slide, we'll actually be diving into that and why, what part of it is negative and to understand more exactly. So I'm kind of glad that you guys both put your different perspectives into it, because then I'll also put my perspective into that one too. So I think we can, unless Sandy, did you want to say something? Or I was going to go to the next.
I was just going to quickly say, the one about I need to work hard to make money. I think sometimes we mistake being busy with working, right?
Yes.
Productive, right? We're busy, but we're not really doing the things that are going to make us the money. So I think that's. I know with me, that's a big thing. It's still something that I struggle with now is doing all the doing instead of delegating that stuff and doing the stuff that, the 20% that's going to make me the most money. So I think that's a big part of that. So
I think you're so right, Sandy, in what you're saying there. I mean, I look at my life and I was so busy with so many things. And then I started having kids and realizing how much time I actually had before that. And you realize how busy you can be and not be doing anything. Wow, great point.
Yeah, that is a great point. And it's so true. So I'm going to get on to the next slide. Okay. So now let's understand why these beliefs can be a problem. For example, if you think rich people are greedy or money is the root of all evil, you could self-sabotage by not paying yourself enough, or not hiring a team to help you out. Or you could be making a lot of money, but spending it all because you don't want to be considered greedy. If you think that house is not for people like us, you are missing opportunities because you don't have the confidence and or the drive to achieve your goals. If you think I need to work hard to make money, you will be subconsciously making your work or your business processes complicated to make sure you are working hard for your money. If you think I can get rich overnight, this will lead you to jump from one thing to the other, and you will never give your business a chance to succeed. Now, before we go to the next slide, sorry, if you can go back, Giancarlo, just because I know you guys commented about the I need to work hard. I'm curious from what I've said. Now, what do you guys think of the quote itself? I don't know if Jacqueline, you want to put a comment in first of what I said. I don't know if you want me to read it.
I mean, define hard work. I mean, that can be, that can be defined different ways to different people. And, I mean, when I think about not working for what I have, or what I want to have in the future and not putting work or effort or long days into it, it makes no sense to me because, you know, when you think about these and I mean, forgive my language here, but these Hollywood brats that are born into just stupid money, and they barely know how to read or write because they didn't have to barely graduate high school, and they're living a life that is just extraordinary, like private jets and, you know, $20,000 Hermes bags. I just think that, you know, they have no appreciation for the money that they were born into. And at some point, I think, you know, when you work hard for your money, you just have a better respect and appreciation for it. You feel more entitled to it. You feel more comfortable with it. So I mean, personally, I don't have a problem with working hard for what I want or have. And so I can't identify with that.
I think, yes, I guess for this quote specifically, what I was referencing to is that you have a need, like internally, you have to make things hard for yourself because that's how it is to make money. So then I'm talking about, like, you know, you may make your business process super complicated just because you've internally think like, I need to work so hard for my money that maybe that means like I just need to make it hard. You know, I need to make it hard to, you know, to get money because it should be that way.
Yeah.
So that's,
I mean, some people
like
can be the worst enemy. Yeah.
Self-sabotage, I think, is like the number one thing, right?
Yeah.
of everything we do.
I think what Diana's getting at here is the, you know, there has to be, just like you're saying, there's a law of cause and effect, right? So you're not going to get the reward if you don't put out the effort. So you do have to put out the effort. The working hard, I mean, we all work hard. We're all entrepreneurs. We work hard. Like, let's be honest, right?
Yeah.
But hard in what way? Like Diana's saying, like complicated hard or hard? Like, and
also just understanding what is that definition for you. Yeah. Right? Like making sure that the definition of hard is in a positive way, like getting things done and, you know, things are going well. And it's not because you're like, let's say, going in a self-sabotage mode where you're, you know, trying to make your life hard and miserable, you know? So that was another point that I was trying to make, is like just making sure you know what are your definitions of things and making sure that the definition is a positive one and not a negative version.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because really you can't outgrow your self-image, right? So if your self-image is telling you that rich people are greedy, it's going to be very hard to outgrow that self-image. It's going to be very hard to get to a point where you are comfortable and stable in life, I think. So I think Diana's right. We have to define what is hard. What is working hard to us, and you know, I think you get the point of that, right?
Yeah. And I loved everyone's point of views, because I feel like by talking about it, we made sure that everyone has that understanding too. Like making sure that, okay, now, you know, like everyone's understanding more of what the meanings are.
Like, I don't think like nobody's going to sit on the sofa all day long and watch TV and not do anything and make money. It just doesn't work that way. You've got to put in the time and effort. You've got to work. You do have to work hard to get there, but hard in a positive way, right? I heard a quick story. So I heard this story a while ago, and it really made a lot of sense to me, where they talked, there was, I can't remember what company it was, but there was a company that a guy worked for this company for like 35, 40 years or whatever, and then he got laid off. And he was really upset about getting laid off. And he went to the owner or whatever, or he was complaining to the media that, you know, I gave my whole life to this company and now this company is laying me off. What am I supposed to do? I can't get employed at my age, blah, blah, blah. And the owner of the company said, you've been working for me for 30 years. That's 8, 9, and you work from 9 to 5 every day. What did you do with all the rest of your time? Like if you went home and sat on the sofa and watched TV, well, that's your problem. You had all night to improve yourself. You had all night to take night courses. You could have done anything with that other free time. You could have like just even, done something to educate yourself, and you wouldn't be
find your passion.
Right. So that really made a lot of sense to me when I read that. And I had read like years ago, I'd read that if you drive 20,000 kilometers a year and you listen to audiobooks every time you're in your car, in 3 years, you will have the equivalent of a university education. And at that point I had no money, and I was like, wow, I could do that. Like instead of listening to music, I can listen to audiobooks in my car about business, about finances, about, growing and learning and stuff. And that's kind of what I did. But everybody can do that. But some people choose not to do that. So you can't do that. You can't sit around and think somebody else is going to take care of you all your life. But it's a good point, though, Jack. And you brought up a good point about, working hard, because we do work hard. So, Hush, you had something to say? Go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to add a little bit about general idea about money, because what I believe in the idea of money, that it is a resource, right? It's just a byproduct of something that you do. But the major thing is not that your goal in your life should not be somewhere around that I want to get money because I want to get rich, because that will not be fulfilling for you. That will still be hollow inside of you. So what you really need to be focusing upon, what is the problem that you're trying to solve, which will help you create that money and also help people around you. So I think that really helps somebody to, just think out of the box and thinking like, how should I work in order to get that money, instead of making my money as the center of my universe. So just wanted to add my perspective into that.
100%. You guys are getting ahead of me now. You guys are getting ahead of my slides. But I love all the comments. I'm glad that everyone's interacting. So we'll get on to the next slide now. And if you can get on to the next slide. No, that's the next one. Yeah, okay. So here's some examples of positive affirmations. So money makes it easier to live in alignment with my values. I deserve to live my life in abundance. I use money to create a better life for myself and all those I can impact. Money can expand the opportunities in my life. Financial freedom gives me the time to impact others in a positive way. And then you can fill in the blank for this. I am open to receive money for. The more specific you make your affirmation to your situation, the easier it will be to believe it. So we can take another few minutes for you guys to think of your positive affirmations for your negative beliefs. And something to also help you out. So for your affirmations, you should answer why making money is so important to you. Some other questions to help you out is, how will making money impact you? How will making money impact your family and friends? How will making money impact the world? So, and also here's an example to putting together both the negative with the positive is, I used to believe that rich people are greedy, but now my belief is financial freedom gives me the time to help others become financially free. So we can take a few minutes for you guys to think about, or even the same thing, we can talk about the positive affirmations, and just for you guys to put your positive affirmations specifically for your situation. Because like that, I think it's important for you to make it specific to your life, because when you're going very specific, then now you're not, for example, feeling greedy about needing money, because there's actually a purpose for it. So while we give a few minutes, does anyone have any comments about this? Oh, Sandy, I think you're talking. I don't know if you're talking to us or.
Well, sorry,
else.
go ahead.
Oh. So what are people, does anyone want to give a comment on an affirmation that they like to use?
I mean, again, going back to how my mom, some things, I mean, no matter what the financial situation was in, XYZ period of my life, one thing that I grew up with was taught was when you have, you give. And so if you are in a position where you are more, a little bit more fortunate than someone that your life path journey crosses, you give, and you do this silently. And, because I mean, there is an imbalance, in society with money. And that's just a harsh reality of life. Some people make bad choices and they have bad spending habits, and then they find themselves, but still, when you have, you give, and you can't be looking and be begrudging someone what you can give them because they made bad life decisions. So, so I don't know. That's how I was brought up. And,
yeah. And a great example that someone shared with me, I don't know if any of you guys have heard of it, was that if you're like holding on tightly to your money,
yeah,
you're not even giving yourself the opportunity to receive because your hand is already closed, just holding on to yours. So you have to let it flow, right? Yeah. You have to give money to receive money. And I kind of liked that analogy because it makes sense. If your hands are closed, where's the money going to go? You don't have any more hands open.
Yeah, no, exactly. I mean, you can't take it with you, and, and it's just not a good reflection on you. It's, I mean, why did you make this money? Like, are you comfortable? If you have children, are they comfortable? I mean, how much do you have to keep in the bank? So, I mean, I think it should always be paid forward. Absolutely.
100%. Or even something actually I noticed, for example, that my parents do, like they've retired, and I actually find it really funny because they refuse to like spend their money, and they have they're well-off people, and their response is, we're saving it for you. Like, you need to have money. And I'm like, me and my sister are also well off. I'm like, we don't need your money. Enjoy your money. But they're so used to working all the time and like saving it that it's just like, I guess, ingrained in them. And they don't want to spend their money and enjoying their life. I mean, they do little things, but they don't like travel the world. They don't do things where I was just like, man, like, you're retired, enjoy your money now. I'm like, you have it. I was like, we don't need it because we make enough money for ourselves.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I think we'll get on to the next slide now. Okay. So what is the solution? Positive affirmations will definitely help you out. But really, what you need to do is change the way you see the world around you. I want to share a story with you of a person that didn't value himself, and one situation changed his view of the world. At a past company I worked for, there was a guy who had been working there for 7 to 8 years. He was a part of the infrastructure team. And I was hired as an entry-level IT support person who made $35K. With his skills and knowledge, I couldn't believe that he was only making $10K more than me. I would always tell him, you're worth a lot more than that. You need to ask for a raise. But he wouldn't listen to me, probably because I was fresh out of university. So what did I know? One day, he found out that a person on my support team was getting paid more than him. I can tell you, he was not happy. But that changed his mind. His mind shifted completely. He recognized his self-worth, which led him to more than double his salary within 6 months. Like, the power is just amazing of like when you realize your self-worth, or like that your mind shifts and you realize, is just an amazing thing. So here are some actions to help you start reprogramming your mindset. So here are 3. So to start discovering yourself, you can ask yourself, what am I telling myself about money? What have I stopped myself from doing because of money? Number 2, place awareness to your limiting beliefs and acknowledge them by writing them down and reviewing them often. 3, ask thought-provoking questions like, what do I need to do? What can I do to make this happen? What other options are there? Some other actions to take are also finding like-minded people that have done what you're doing and that have similar goals. Also, find a role model that fits your values and your purpose and learn everything about them. So now let's get on to performance. Improving your performance means you take control of yourself. You put yourself in the driver's seat where you can lead yourself and your team. To do this, you need to be in the right state, which will help you make the right decisions and take the right actions. Also giving you resilience to bounce back, learn from your mistakes, and keep moving forward. We will be specifically focusing on energy management. There are 4 types of energy that feed off of each other. Physical, the quantity of our energy. Emotional, the quality of our energy. Mental, the focus of our energy. Spiritual, the force of our energy. Real estate investors and entrepreneurs seeking peak performance must manage their energy the same way professional athletes do. They must build rest and recovery into their work schedules and identify the conditions that lead to peak performance. Like athletes, entrepreneurs must train to maximize the quantity, quality, focus, and force of their energy. If any of these 4 energies are understressed or overstressed, your performance suffers. For example, if you don't get enough sleep or eat poorly, your energy storage depletes. If your energy is constantly triggered by the perception of threat, fear, or survival, you'll quickly burn out. And if you are constantly distracted or feel that your work lacks purpose, well, you know what's going to happen, right? The most fundamental source of energy is physical, but the most significant is spiritual. Doing an energy audit can help you understand yourself and pick the best routines or rituals for yourself. For the greatest quantity of energy, your physical energy, it means that your diet, exercise, and sleeping habits are paramount. For the clearest focus of energy, your mental energy, it means bringing the appropriate focus and a realistic optimism to the work at hand. For maximum quality of energy, your emotional energy, you want to experience the positive emotions like enjoyment, challenge, and opportunity, and not the negative emotions of avoidance, like the perception of threat, danger, or fear of survival. For maximum force of energy, spiritual, it means understanding and applying your values and your purpose. What can you do? What can you do? Do you do what the athletes do? The reason I believe this so deeply is because I was a competitive swimmer, synchronized skater, and a tennis player, which I placed a high performance to my, I placed a high importance to my eating and sleeping habits, and mentally preparing myself before a competition. Then I had to stop because of university, which made me stop caring about my eating and sleeping habits and mental and physical health. Going through both sides of the spectrum made me appreciate the importance of mindset and performance. I don't know why we aren't trained like athletes when it comes to our day-to-day life. That's it, guys. Thank you so much. I hope you guys enjoyed this presentation.